All right, we will call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. If everybody will please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Jay.
Let's pray. Lord, we come to you tonight. We're thankful for this beautiful fall weather and the slight breeze we've got here in Walnut Grove. And we just ask you to bless over this council and let them make good decisions tonight, and just bless over them, bless over all the people of Walnut Grove. In your name, pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jay. All right, roll call. Mayor Moncrief is not here tonight. Everybody else is present. Can I get a motion on the agenda? Approval?
I make a motion, we approve the agenda as printed.
Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
And everybody in favor? No discussion? It passed. All right, and next we have the consent agenda. Can I get a motion for the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as written.
Any second?
I will second so we can have discussion.
All right, and discussion.
Discussion, I had requested some changes to the minutes. So if those were not done, I would either like to discuss that or pull those.
Do we,
Jay, maybe.
If anyone wants to pull anything from the consent agenda, we have to. So if you want to pull the new business, or if they're not ready yet, maybe we should table them.
And that's what I wasn't sure of, because I didn't know if she had changed, so I haven't had a chance to.
It was under old business number 5. Joe and I changed the verbiage.
I see it. I remember what you were saying. That
Oh, yes.
the number for the credit, the sidewalk.
Okay, all right, then I'm good with the day to get that.
So we don't need it for.
Well, is it somewhere else in the agenda?
No,
No.
it was the minutes.
Oh,
that
it-
you-
it-
was the minutes, Yes.
Perfect.
And I've got a question on communication.
Okay.
There was Maxine's comment on her email about the tax that Lynn was going to check on.
So I talked to Lynn before the meeting, and they are removing the sales tax on that invoice. And so
Okay,
on the agenda, it reflects the correct price.
okay.
Anything else?
That's it.
All right, we have a motion and a second, and let's vote on the consent agenda. All in favor? Unanimous. Committee reports, DDA, Rachel Davis.
Nothing to report.
All right. Then we have Planning and Zoning Commission, Joe Walter. Joe, do you have that report? I wasn't sure if you did or not.
We didn't receive the report, but to my knowledge, there's been no changes since the last time we met on zoning. We are double checking on Mike's hire, trying to make sure they're gonna be hitting the timelines that we set for them. But to my knowledge, that's the only change since our last city council.
Library report, Dana Seaton.
Hello, everyone. I think I actually have enough for everybody today. You're welcome. There you go. I am most excited, and everybody at the library is very excited about the resurfacing of the parking lot, which will be coming on October 12th and 13th. We're normally closed on a Sunday anyway, so that's perfect. And then we're closed on the 13th for Indigenous people or Columbus Day. So that works out great, and we are thrilled to get this done. The petting zoo, I felt, went extremely well on Saturday. I was pleased with the turnout, and the Friends of the Library did a fundraiser that day as well, and they were very happy. And then we did have food left over from the fundraiser, so we delivered that to the fire department. So they were very excited to get some hot, fresh, good food from us. So that was wonderful to do that. We have a lot going on in October and November. Our trivia night is going to replace Manga Madness night, and we will have prizes for that. And we also will be closed for a few days at Thanksgiving as well. And if anybody notices on the November calendar on Saturday, November 8th, the reason we are closing at noon that day is once a year, starting last year, our region does the staff appreciation lunch for us. So we close at noon and then we travel to Madison and we have like a picnic cookout kind of lunch for employees and their families that day. So that's why we're closing early that Saturday. I'm trying to think what else I put in this report. Let's see. Oh, Mayor Moncrief is going to do a mayor reading club starting in November, December on Wednesdays once a month. I'm thrilled about that because it will be for the older kids because we have story time on Tuesdays, but it's for toddlers and preschoolers. And so the mayor reading club, that will be once a month on a Wednesday, will be great for engagement between the city and the children and the students in the county and starting them off with building relationships and learning also how they can make contributions to their community. And so that was great. Also on Tuesday, I took Naomi with me to the College and Career Expo. We had a fabulous turnout for Walnut Grove. Apparently we had more students from Walnut Grove, it seemed, than Social Circle and Monroe combined.
Oh, wow.
Logan though came afterwards when I was leaving. I'm sure they had a good turnout, but I was super impressed with how just professional the students were and engaging and their enthusiasm, from handshakes to how they were dressed to how they spoke very eloquently. And they had great questions. So that was very fun. And Naomi did a fabulous job. She's young. She's 19 years old. So she does a great job engaging with the students. So I'm starting to train her to do outreach because it is a passion of hers and she's exceptionally good at it.
That's
So
great.
that was wonderful. I think that's it. Oh yeah, the other big news is for the tree lighting coming up on the 22nd. I did get permission from our director for the library will be closed that morning from 10 till 2, but instead we will be open for the tree lighting from 2:30 to 6:30. So I was thrilled that we could come up with a great solution for how to make all that work with budget. And more than likely Kelly, a staff member, and I will work the tree lighting at the library that night. She volunteered, to come in the evening on a Saturday to do that. She loves doing it and she's done it with me in the past. So I'm thrilled that, we have a team that really wants to engage with the community and is excited as me to do those kind of events. So it's going to be a great event.
That is exciting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I think that's pretty much it. Does anybody have any questions for me?
So thank you, Dana. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Do we have any public comment? Karen, you have anything? All right, we will move to old business. Proposed ordinance for rental property, short-term rentals. Yeah, turn it over to you.
As we've spoken about, this ordinance reflects state law, specifically Georgia House Bill 399 that was adopted this past session. The biggest goal here is to protect both rental property owners and tenants and give them kind of an outlet that they can utilize the city for a little bit of backup if they have any issues there. Most of it's resource oriented pointing them in the direction that they need for those resources. Other than that, it's same that we talked about in our last session, and if Councilwoman Davis has anything else on that.
You covered it all. Thank you.
I've got a question before we vote on this. We did talk about the International City Maintenance Code that we adopted a few years ago. It pretty much covers the same thing that's on here, right?
It could cover some of the same stuff, yes.
So do we need both?
A lot of that's gonna be a decision for city council, but this is more just another outlet to show that we support it. In and of itself, for instance, we can't deviate from what the state law has on this. And then it'll be a decision for council to make if we need it or not.
All right. Does anybody have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve and adopt this ordinance.
I'll second that.
All in favor? We have Maxine and Rachel in favor. All against?
I'm gonna vote no.
Linda, no. Motion passes 2-1. Next, under old business, we have a vote on a sidewalk installation waiver request for elevation truck cells located at 4744 Guthrie Cemetery Road.
I will go ahead and make a motion on that one. I motion to approve the waiver of the sidewalk installation at 4744 Guthrie Cemetery.
Okay, we have a motion.
I'll second that.
Rachel seconds the motion. All in favor? It is unanimous, passes. Number 3 is a vote for the ordinance 2025-04, ordinance adopting and enacting a new code for the city of Walnut Grove, Georgia.
This one I read just. This is our new code book. It's going to pass that.
You have to read it all before you pass it.
You can tell we don't get nice things very often.
So this ordinance, but
It's very nice.
this will basically be accepting all the changes and the legal work that the team at Civic Plus and Municode, which previously was Municode, now Civic Plus, has done. Certifying and accepting the code as it is published there. They already sent the books out for, obviously, that you can see. After we set this ordinance, we will actually have access to the Municode library that they can put on their website.
So we essentially can get a digital copy or have access to a digital copy.
Correct. It will be, Walton County uses the exact same system. There's a lot of benefits to it, which this was, I think, started in 2022. For instance, when you search something, if you search for place of worship, it's going to bring up church as well. But if it's on a PDF, you get exactly what you're searching for. It'll also show changes from now forward as we update things year by year. And then once we update in the future, we'll be responsible for updating the books, and there's information on how to do that properly. And then they'll update the website.
Will there be a digital copy available separate from what's online? In other words, if I'm sitting at home and power is out and I want to research something, if I've got a digital copy, I can still look at, while my battery's working, I can look it up.
I can double check on that, but I'm pretty sure they have it downloadable from Unicode. I think you can download it right from that. Because it's not technically on our website, it's a separate
Okay.
piece that just gets connected to it.
You, Joe, I know that we've been talking about a Municode for years.
So I was gonna say that this has been a process of a couple of years at this point, and this is a good thing. you're adopting basically your ordinance with all the amendments you've made up until most recently. I would just advise that the city update that, send it out to Municipal or City Plus, probably every quarter or biannually, as you see fit. You know, you don't want to send just one ordinance off, get a couple in there, but they will update it for you. And it's a great product that every other city that I represent, uses. So.
Perfect. Walnut Grove is getting with the times.
In
Thank
that
you,
case,
Lawrence.
I will make a motion to adopt the new 2025-04 ordinance for the city of Walnut Road Code.
Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
Yes, I'll second.
Right, and all in favor? Unanimous, everybody. I know, unanimous, yeah, everybody. Or that's yes. All right, new business. Discussion and vote, library trustees Dominic DeGrotto and Donnie Tudor. They are not here this evening.
I make a motion that we table this to another meeting. I had requested some information. I have not received that information. And I think it's important information to have before I can consider a vote. I get that motion?
All in favor? Everyone's in favor. And then we move on to reports. Public Works report.
Williams.
We have some new Public Works employees since I was last at a meeting that are doing very well.
The professional guys.
So for Public Works, one thing that we wanted to update was, and this goes back to utilizing iWork, which to my knowledge has been purchased for quite a while now. We started utilizing iWork to be able to create a maintenance schedule for the week. So this is an example of 1 week of how we're doing this. If you hear me say boards ever, this is what I'm referring to. Probably makes no sense, but that's a little bit of a Navy lingo that I want to make. Boards. Maintenance board. So, every month there'll be a compilation of all 4 weeks, from that month. And that'll be the standard report in the future, but I wanted to give y'all this to see where we're heading. So we're trying to get our administrative piece of Public Works up to date, and the way I was telling the, Public Works crew is this is great on Public Works. One, it ensures accountability. I'm gonna be able to see it, and it's a lot easier than trying to remember what you did. Whoever performs the work has to come in and sign it. They circle anything they couldn't get done. We have a conversation of why that was. And then we put it to the next week if we have to, or we try to reschedule and get it done. We're also able to show exactly what they're doing. So this is great for them as a crew, because it's hard for me to stand here for the council and say, they're getting the grass cut. But this will show you detail every day that the hard work they're putting in. And then beyond that, we are implementing a new SOP internally, and that's going to encompass a lot of moving pieces of how we're tracking maintenance, how we're ensuring the proper maintenance is getting done from maintenance requirement cards. And then beyond that, we're separating into mowing schedules, how the sewer is being ran, so we're going to be tracking that a little bit better, and maintenance as you see here. They're going to include spot checks, so at our request, once a month, we'll have an elected official come and see the work that they're doing. That's accountability and a little bit of an ability to, show what you're doing, show off a little bit. And we think it's going to be a great unifier overall. And that way, it's not just me telling you, but you get to get out and see Public Works guys do what they do. And then the last piece of it is we do have a building and grounds manager. I know I'm using those interchangeably. I'm trying to get used to saying building and grounds because we encompass facilities into that. And we're going to have him at the next city council meeting or the next work session. That way, we introduce the city council.
Thanks, Joe.
Welcome, Nick.
Toby Collins.
Oh,
He is the previous building and grounds manager in Walnut.
Thank you. Gonna move on to the city clerk report.
I was having trouble this afternoon, printing out the account information. Something's going on with the bank internet, so I do not have that. But I will email it all to y'all in one. And our citations for last month, Walton County, we had 7. Georgia State Patrol, we had 2, and code enforcement was 1. And the pavilion rental was, we had 7, and ball field was 22.
Thank you, Lynn. All right, code enforcement report.
The original plan for today was Greg was gonna come and show you a PowerPoint of where we were a year ago and where we are today. It's astonishing. I've seen the pictures. He had some personal things he had to take care of tonight, so he wasn't able to be here, so we're pushing that to the next city council meeting. But it gives, just like the public works report, it gives him a great opportunity to come in and do the hard work that code enforcement's been putting in over the year, to be here and clinic. And it is, when you see it, it really is astonishing. When you see it incrementally, you don't notice it, but you'll see the pictures and like, wow, just look like that. And even some of the trouble properties still look better than they did. Amazing.
Well, we will look forward to that slideshow for Greg. The mayor report. The mayor's not here this evening, so I don't have anything to report in replace of Stephanie's report.
She's starting a reading club. We could talk about that.
She is starting a reading club, and she was also at the elementary school 2 Fridays ago, delivering goodies to the teachers.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
Well, since she's not here, I would like to say something, because I thought of it earlier, but, or not because she's not here. She probably should be here for this, but I was thinking that so often people don't recognize what a mayor does. And there's been so many things that have turned up recently that I've felt so good about with the mayor we have, such as her getting in the tree specialist to help train our group, and setting up things of that nature, the arborist, that people don't realize it goes on and can go on in that role. And, you know, some mayors take the initiative to do things like that and some don't. But I'm proud that we have a mayor that takes the initiative and is proactive about so many things that we do. So I just, a shout out for what she is having to do and working with everyone to be proactive for our city.
I know she would appreciate that. Right. We have a town hall. Anybody have anything to say for town hall?
No complaints?
If Ruby was here, she'd tell us all.
Well, I do have one.
Y'all can shoot me later.
No, it's okay.
Please state your name and your address. Oh, wait, does she have to do that for town hall?
No.
No, you don't.
I've never had to experience this before, so when it happened, I was unaware of what was going on. I heard this noise the other day, and I looked out my window and my front door, and there's this big, huge machine in my drainage ditch. It's got these big old huge tires on it. I'm thinking, what in the world? So I walk out there, and I walked over and I'm looking to see where the driver is, and I had to walk around to the other side. And this long extension thing with this saw on the end of it, he started sawing limbs off my tree. And I'm thinking, what are you doing? So I hollered at him, and he opened up, came out, and I just like asked him, I said, what are you doing? And he says, oh, I'm contracted by Walton EMC to trim the limbs for the power lines. And I'm thinking, but the limbs are way over there. There's power lines. There's, they're not. But I said, okay. And I said, well, you do realize that tree's on my property. He said, your property owner, you want me to stop? I'll stop. I said, no, that's fine. But I was just unaware of it. He said, didn't anybody reach out to you and tell you? And I said, no. So, I was unaware because where I lived previously, we've always had underground utilities and we never had that. And I didn't realize that went on, so it was just a little surprise.
They've been out a lot this week,
Yeah.
definitely on 138 and at the school this morning.
Yes, and they did, he said they will come back and pick them up, and they did came today and picked all of it up, so that was.
Yeah, and that was one of those things I was talking about because I also had a talk with them because I had one that's on the power line that's coming in for my house. And I found out that one of the reasons they're out here at this time of year is because our mayor called and asked Walton EMC, can y'all address us early on before we get into storm season and season for freezing and see that our limbs are taken care of so we don't get on the back burner for getting that done, so that if we have any ice or anything, we're in better shape.
That's right. So, but I just wanted, let y'all know that that was a new experience for me.
Thank you, Karen. Thanks. All right, we have any council comments, Maxine?
No, I think I didn't.
Rachel?
I enjoyed our walk this morning, learned a lot today about our city. Truly grateful for you ladies. I feel like we hold each other accountable, we bring each other up, and that's a good thing. That's always a good thing. You, are often judged by who your friends are, right?
That's right.
Keep good company. You'll be better than what you used to be, and that's the goal. We all lift each other up, and even the mayor, even though she's not here, she's still, right?
Absolutely.
All right. If you want to change the world, go home and love your family.
Thank you.
That's it.
Ms. Pilgrim?
I don't have anything.
I will say that Rachel and I did go on a walk today. We walked 2.3 miles on our sidewalks that do not connect within the city. And I am gonna reach out to the sheriff's department to ask them about picking up some trash, if they can have some people pick up the trash on the side of the road. I don't know if they'll do it or not, but I was gonna ask. Does anybody else have anything? All right, then, I get a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor? It's unanimous. The meeting is adjourned at 6:28.